There is a difference between feeling wired and feeling energized. Drinking 3 cups of coffee a day is not a healthy way to give your body energy, and you're more likely to experience crashes, headaches, and a sour mood. So let's talk about what lasting energy looks like. Let's get into it. Hey guys, my name is Liza. If you're new here, I'm a holistic health coach, and today the star of the show is your mitochondria. I think the one thing that we all remember from school is that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. But what does that really mean? Basically, your mitochondria are responsible for creating energy for your body in the form of ATP, which just stands for adenosine triphosphate, and it looks something like this. Mitochondria are crucial for you to be able to think, digest your food, heal, repair, and move. Everything from your brain to your metabolism is governed by your mitochondria. They exist in every single cell in your body, so there are a ton of them out there, and they may be little, but they are mighty. So let's talk about some things that can strengthen your mitochondria. Number one is going to be getting morning sunlight. This is because there is a ton of red light and near infrared light that is emitted from the sun during sunrise and sunset hours that is really crucial for energy building. Morning sunlight also stimulates cortisol in a slow, steady rise versus if you just drank a couple cups of coffee and you had a cortisol spike, which means inevitably that you're going to have to come down and have a crash. So morning sunlight stimulates cortisol in a steady rise. This will also eliminate any lingering melatonin in your body, which helps reduce grogginess, so it helps you feel more awake. And then sunlight also increases serotonin and dopamine, two neurotransmitters that help your body to feel alert and focused. Going along with that one is going to be having a regulated circadian rhythm. So getting outside, especially in the morning hour, around an hour or so after sunrise, viewing sunset, and then getting outside as much as possible during the day is really going to help regulate your circadian rhythm so your body knows when it's time to work, aka produce energy, and then when it's time to rest and repair, which is time to rest when you're sleeping. And so it's also important not only that you get daylight during the day, but also that you make it dark at night. So after sunset is when you want to start winding down, turning off overhead lights, turning on incandescent light bulbs. If you have blue light blockers, you can put those on if you're going to watch a show or something. And then also you can turn a red light filter on your phone for free. I have a tutorial over on my Instagram, or you can just look that up in general. And then just try to turn off your devices a couple hours before bed. This will really just help melatonin to be able to circulate throughout your body and alert your brain that it is actually time to turn on the repair mode for the night. Next up on things that help stimulate your mitochondria is eating nutrient-dense food. Food is fuel, like I've touched on before in previous videos. And so giving your body clean sources of fuel is going to help your mitochondria run efficiently and not run out of gas, so to speak. Going along with food is drinking plenty of water with electrolytes, or doing something that's known as sole water, which is just energized water. You basically just put some salt in a glass of water, you leave it outside all day to help the sun charge it, because what is happening is there's negative and positive ions in the salt and the water, and so they're going to mix together and create a supercharged water, and then you can take a teaspoon of that concoction, put it in your drinking glass, and it'll just really help replenish your body and give it more energy as well. So now let's talk about what damages mitochondria, which is basically just the opposite things of what I just listed. So this would be like not getting enough sunlight or morning light in your routine. This does not allow your body to really ramp up its own energy systems and put them in place for your mitochondria to be able to create more energy. Another thing to touch on too is actually movement. And so in this case, what can be damaging is stagnation in the form of, sedentary lifestyle. Maybe you don't walk a ton during the day, or you're sitting all day for your office job and you're not taking breaks to, maybe do some squats or just walk around the office. You're not, working out in whatever form that is, whether that's strength training, running, Pilates, you name it. If you're just sitting all day, your body's not going to have the energy systems in place to give your body energy. It's kind of like a cycle. If you need to have more energy, your body should be able to accommodate that request. And so on the opposite side of the spectrum, you can have overtraining or under recovery. So maybe you're not taking rest days at all. You're working out for extremely long periods of time. And this can really wear down the efficiency of your mitochondria because you're breaking them down faster than they can build back up. So you're actually losing energy in the process. And it's the same with your muscles too. You break break down your muscles during a workout, but you need to give them ample time to rest to actually be able to build back stronger. And if you overtrain or you don't take time to recover, that's actually going to hinder your progress. Something else that can damage mitochondria are toxins like mold and heavy metals. They can disrupt your mitochondria's DNA and the actual membranes, rendering them pretty useless when it comes to making energy for your body. This can lead to you feeling sluggish, super tired, or fatigued throughout your entire day, even when you get sleep or take naps, and also experiencing things like brain fog. Another thing on the list is if you eat a ton of processed foods. This is because there are not a ton of nutrients in processed foods, and your mitochondria love B vitamins, which are very crucial for energy production, and also CoQ10, which is helpful to make sure your mitochondria can function well. Another thing on this list would be drinking a ton of plain water throughout your day. This just means that you're really flushing all of the electrolytes out of your cells if you're chugging a lot of plain water throughout your day, and electrolytes help your cells be able to actually make energy. If you get a lot of poor sleep, this is not allowing your cells to recharge, meaning your body does not have enough time to clean up damaged cells, leading to impaired function when you wake up and feeling a lot of fatigue because your body never got to catch up. Another one is EMFs. These are electromagnetic frequencies, and they can drain the energy in your body because they interfere with mitochondrial ATP synthase, which just means the production of energy. And they do this by blocking proton flow and altering the water structure. Like I had mentioned in my water video previously, there's something in and around our cells called easy water that our body makes. So this can be a detriment to that. And also another thing that EMFs do is they activate VGCCs, which stands for voltage-gated calcium channels, which can increase oxidative stress in your cells, which leads to mitochondrial dysfunction and even cell death. So it's a really big problem for mitochondria. And going along with this, if you experience fatigue that sleep doesn't fix, brain fog or memory issues, if you have cold extremities like your hands or your feet, that would be related to your thyroid, poor recovery from exercise, or just low resilience to stress, you may be experiencing mitochondrial dysfunction, which opens the door to chronic illnesses because your mitochondria run everything. If they break down, then your body systems will follow suit. Okay, so how can we take this information and apply it to our lives? Number one, let's just go over food. It's really, really important to get enough protein in the morning. So for some of you, that would look like actually starting to make breakfast in the morning instead of just drinking a cup of coffee on the way to work. Getting protein in breakfast is an energy signal. And when you skip breakfast or skip having high protein in the morning, this can lead to cortisol spikes that inevitably lead to crashes in the early afternoon and fatigue. Carbs are also super important to get in your diet throughout the day too, as they are your body's main source of fuel, especially for your brain. And fruits and honey are a super great example of this. So this could look like having a parfait in the morning, drizzle honey over top. Going off of honey too, it's really important to incorporate raw honey into your diet. And one way that you can do this is actually take it as a pre-workout. Instead of taking those pre-workouts that have super bad ingredients in them and can make you feel really jittery, you can actually just take a spoonful of honey and then sprinkle some salt on top, and you'll just made a great pre-workout because honey is a fast-acting carb, so that means the fuel will get to your cells and muscles a lot quicker. And then the salt is an electrolyte, so it has sodium in there. That means it will be able to replenish any electrolytes that you lose while working out via sweat. You can also have honey post-recovery as well. This is just super great to replenish energy to your cells too after you just did a really hard and strenuous workout. Healthy fats are also super crucial to get in your diet because they can help strengthen the cell membrane. And then incorporating antioxidants in your diet, such as blueberries, can help to combat that oxidative stress that I mentioned earlier. That's really an arch nemesis to your mitochondria. Next up on the list of what you can do is definitely dial in your circadian rhythm. So get outside when it's light, starting with the sunrise. Take a break on your lunch break if you can. Get outside for walks, get the sunlight on your skin so that it can signal to your brain that it is daytime, and it can follow along on its schedule of different operations that it needs to do throughout the day, and then keep it dark at night too. This is also going to signal to your body when it's time to shift to rest and repair cycle, and really take that time to heal anything or clean up damaged cells and start over new for the next day. Next up would be getting in some type of movement throughout your day. Whether it's a walk or a workout, moving daily helps keep energy systems in rotation that your body has to create energy for. If you don't use it, you lose it. And another benefit too of working out is when you build muscle, you're actually creating more mitochondria as well. So different exercise options could be walking. You could do some type of functional movement. Deep squats are really good for this to keep your fascia really fluid. There's a couple of channels that are amazing if you want just some quick energy boosting exercises to do. One is Mike Chang. He's also definitely on Instagram. I would check him out. And then Human Garage, which is a group focused more on fascia movements, but they do have a couple of energy specific workouts that you can do. They're also on YouTube, so I would highly recommend those channels. And then lastly, I would say try to be grounded. I mean, literally go out and touch some grass with your feet. If you can't do that because there's snow, or you just live in a city or something, go and find a tree, touch a tree, hug a tree if you want to, if you're feeling up to it, or touch a bush, something that is rooted in the ground. This will allow you to be connected to the earth and help you receive the flow of negative ions that can be so beneficial for you, because we tend to accumulate a lot of positive ions. We're on non-conductive surfaces, whether that's carpet or hardwood. So getting outside and touching grass or a tree can really help to just mitigate inflammation and create more energy storage in your body as well. And one other quick tidbit too is to help reduce stress in your body. You can do things like meditate, breath work, journaling, talking to somebody, saying no to more things to keep your plate not so full. These are all just simple ways that you can help lower stress and make your mitochondria's job a little bit easier. So if this pillar is something that really resonated with you and you want some help to talk through different goals you might have with your energy levels, I would love to be there to support you. I'll put the link down in the description box below, where you can click the link to schedule a free discovery call with me to see if we'd be a good fit and we can go over your health goals. And then I also work with people from 1, 3 to 6 months. So if that sounds like something you want to do, I would love to talk to you. And of course, if you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear them down below. And thank you guys so much for sticking around. I hope you learned something new, and I hope you join me next time when I talk about the pillar of community and how relationships are super beneficial for your health. That's all, guys. See you next time. Bye.